So the format. Whoa, the camera got a little close there, right over my shoulder.
Zoom in all the way.
So
uh-oh, watch out that Red Bull. We don't want force of spills.
yeah, exactly. Good thing we don't have any force of wills on the table. So anyway, the format is a bit
These guys are
soft
cracking up
to
about
combo.
it.
Right, we just saw this. They were like, we were just here. The seat's still warm. So we may see more dredge and more decks like Ad Nauseam Tendrils.
All right, Joey starts off with a lackey that
That
meets
yeah.
a force of will, it looks like.
I was going to say that resolves, but then I saw the force of spills in the graveyard. So there, he discards another force of will to get rid of that lackey. The lackey getting some card advantage either way.
Edgar's going to start off with a tropical island. He's going to ponder.
I say that doesn't come into play tap, dude. It's a revised dual land.
Jaws go for the throw.
Or maybe an unlimited, but I believe that's revised. More likely revised. Doesn't matter.
And Joey follows up with an Arid Mesa. And passes the turn. A bit of a slow start there. Edgar drops his Verdant Catacomb and passes back. Joey end of turn fetches up a Badlands, so we know he's on Goblin splashing black. Yeah, that was a pretty odd start, opening with the Tropical Island and not a land that adds black mana. I cycled Gem Palm Incinerator into turn 2, and now he's going to play a War Marshal. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 3 dudes seriously.
Three dudes seriously.
We trolled Evan Irwin with that one when he was playing Goblins in DC.
He gets a token, right? And where's his token at?
Edgar's reading it and choosing maybe he wants to, whether he wants to, yeah. That Goblin looks suspiciously like a squirrel.
That Goblin sure does have a bushy tail.
Yeah.
And Edgar searches up his Underground Sea. After brainstorming. Oh, did you ask about why it didn't deal damage? Did you ask about Gem Palm Incinerator?
No, why would happen?
Somebody told us what Gem Palm Incinerator. I know what Gem Palm Incinerator does. So, Misty Rainforest there from Edgar.
I didn't say anything about Gem Palm
I don't
Incinerator.
know. Finds his other Underground Seas, and now he's finally got his 2 black mana.
The only thing I mentioned was Lackey, and then I was doing something over to the side here, so it must have been you.
That's true. Somebody said they would expected black border duels from Edgar after seeing his blue-white deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he gets the him off finally. Probably a turn later than he would have wanted, but although, I mean, a little less random with 5 cards in hand.
5.
Come on, man.
3 consecutive
There we
5s.
go.
There's a 3.
Not too bad. Looks like a matron and a ringleader,
Ringleader
yeah.
and matron? Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the hymn to Turok and not the Gem Palm Incinerator. So he was asking about something. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's a rich down port there. Gets the other token, and he played. What is that down there? Gets in a chieftain. It looks like. Yeah.
Chieftain. So that is on Joey Mispagel's side of the board is 2 goblins that look suspiciously like
Second hand.
squirrels and a goblin chieftain.
Cleans out Joey's hand.
Yeah, Edgar clearing Joey's hand with black, the black disruption portion of the Team America deck.
Yes, indeed.
So Joey's left with basically he's got significantly a goblin chieftain and 2 little goblins that are getting a little bit of a boost from that chieftain. So. I mean, pretty much Edgar's looking like he's got the advantage at the moment. Actually, we're getting an agreement on Twitter too.
Yeah.
Edgar having I almost said the exact same thing. But
he's pretty far ahead right now.
I mean, being able to empty somebody's hand with him to Torok is always good, right?
Yeah. Him.
Unless they're playing Dredge. Right.
Yeah. True.
So there's a
Engineered explosives. He's up the tokens.
Yep. Engineered explosives for free. I didn't realize how expensive Rishidan Port was.
Yeah,
it's like a $30 card.
$30
or something like that. I just expected it to be. I mean, I thought it was maybe 15, 12, something like that.
Travis got his goblins decks built now.
Cool. With the Rishidan Ports and things?
Yeah,
that's
everything.
Awesome.
He's splashing green though. For Tinctured Holding.
So there's Rishidan Port tapping down the Bayou. There's a polluted Delta for Edgar. I'm so glad I kept my Onslaught fetch lands. I have like I have like 8 in my mono black control deck from Onslaught era.
Go for the throat. Clears the final creature off of Joey's board. Now let's see what he can do to bounce back here. I mean, the port is slowing Edgar down, but I mean, at this point, with I mean, I know Joey has a lot. I mean, obviously, Goblins has lots of ways to recover.
Alright, so there's a Tarmogoyf. So, how big is that Goyf? I think they. I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out. As soon as he goes into the red zone, I think we'll have an idea, depending on whether or not Joey has a blocker for it.
That is an interesting question. Why didn't he attack with the Chieftain when the Chieftain came down?
Okay, one of the other feature matches is Goblins versus High Tide, and High Tide is getting crushed. Okay, it's a 5/6 Tarmogoyf.
5/6 Tarmogoyf on the board there. Pretty efficient use of your mana.
Right. I'll drop a 5/6 for 2. He may just not have realized it had haste. You know what I mean? If he's not familiar with the deck, for some reason. But I don't know. I can't speak to his familiarity with goblins.
Sure.
So that port trying to keep Edgar down to just, I guess, 1 green available.
It's a single Chieftain.
And there's
explosives.
Engineered explosives for probably what, blue, black, green. Yeah, 3. And that will take care of that War Chief whenever Edgar thinks it's relevant or thinks it's worth doing. So there's another Rishidan Port, which will, slow Edgar down, as you were saying. But at this point, Edgar has a clock on board that is, until Joey can deal with it, he's in trouble. So yeah, tap down your green mana, pop the explosives, and that's gonna
clear the way for Goyf.
Right, there we go. So that should be putting Joey to 13 or less if another. Yes, they're going to double check too. Yep, 13. Okay. Now, what has Joey got now? Yeah, we don't know what's in Edgar's hand.
I mean, he can.
Lackey's not very threatening when you have nothing in hand.
Exactly.
Now, of course, he does get to draw. So he top decks.
But he can probably at this point cast anything in his deck with the 6 mana sitting up.
6 mana he's got there.
At this point, it's just there to get in the way.
Right. Oh, there goes getting in the way. But a Goblin ringleader would be nice here. Getting suggestions from Twitter, but we do see that Edgar has a Force of Will and a black card in hand. So that Force, he can't hard cast it right now, and he can't cheat cast it. Can't free cast it.
Right.
Because he doesn't have a blue spell. So there he goes. During your upkeep, tap your green. Oh, there's an extra mana for him. So but he wasted one of those ports.
Yeah.
So he's back exactly where he was last turn. So Joey goes lackey chump. basically.
On the other picture, right? Oh, that's fine.
Oh, that's right.
And the other picture, right? The guy with turn one cloud post and turn one goblin. Turn one goblin like you got there. Let's just say.
So there's
That's not the best answer at all.
a wasteland for Edgar's Bayou. Still keeping Edgar off of green mana, but he just is that a misty rainforest?
Yeah, that's it.
Scoops it up. So yeah,
Pretty tough to recover from that.
yeah. I mean, Edgar being able to clear out Joey's hand and then just basically clear his board, make him live off the top of the deck,
Right.
was what was so significant there. And you know, Joey does have Goblin Ringleaders to maybe get back into it,
Sure.
or Siege Gang Commander would have been
Right, yeah, there's a lot of
if,
things that
if
could
it could have
give him
resolved. Like those,
some
both of those need to
board
resolve
presence.
for that to actually get him back into the game. And Edgar, you know, at that point in the game when we were looking at his hand, we were able to see it. He did not have a way to cast that Force of Will because he didn't have enough mana and he didn't have another blue card at the time.
Somebody wrote round one, aka F-Flow's Revenge.
Right, E-Flow.
E-Flow.
Would say, yeah. But you know, that's only one game. Edgar won a game one in the finals too.
It's true.
It was game 2 that time, but you know, it could certainly be his revenge, but it could certainly be another match for Joey too.
Player versus player. Given our small sample size, Joey seems to have the advantage post sideboard. I'm just kidding.
What do you mean? I don't even know. I don't really get what you're saying.
Didn't Joey come back and win the next 2 games after game 1 in the finals?
No, I thought Edgar won. I thought it was Joey, Edgar, Joey.
Oh, I don't know.
Pretty sure that's how it went because Joey was on the play in game 3 with Valakut, and that was, I think, significant. So anyway, taking a look at their
Talking. I figure if I say enough things with conviction, people will believe me.
right on. So you know, taking a look at the deck lists, you know, Edgar playing a pretty stock-looking Team America list.
Yep, definitely.
Love the Sylvan Library in Legacy. You know,
Yeah.
that's a card that I used to love playing in Standard. You know, and just in random decks.
I mean, it's fairly random as a one of in the deck, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's always good to see. You know, never something you don't want to see.
Right, so Edgar in a sideboard has Dispel, Spell Pierce, Phyrexian Revoker, Relic of Progenitus, Consuming Vapors, Croson Grip, Smother, and Ghastly Demise. To me, I would think he'd want to bring in the Smothers, the Ghastly Demise. Probably not Consuming Vapors.
That
seems a
like
little
too
slow.
yeah.
And the only other thing was considering how ports were wrecking him, Phyrexian Revoker. But,
Yeah,
you know,
that's possible.
I
yeah.
don't know that that's I don't know that's a shoe-in for the.
I mean, you can also trade with a random goblin
Right,
too,
it
but
does provide a blocker as well. So
I don't know exactly how relevant that is.
right.
No.
And then let's take a look at Joey's Goblin sideboard here. He's got Sting Scourger, which we saw play a pretty big role in the Emrakul in the Goblins versus Natural Order Show and Tell match back, I believe, in DC, where the Goblin player's only out to Emrakul was Sting Scourger, and he
Revoker
topped
can't
that.
name lands. Good point.
Okay, for some it was mana abilities that Revoker can.
Oh, that's right.
Revoker
Yeah.
can, that's why I was getting that mixed up. So. Yeah, apparently not. That's what. I'm gonna just double check. Yeah, non-land. Yeah, it is.
Non-land card.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, it stops mana abilities, and that's where I was getting confused. So Pithing Needle would have actually be a better choice there.
Right.
If you wanted to name port. So that's where I got mixed up. I always think of my mental shortcut for Phyrexian Revoker is that it's Pithing Needle as a 2/2. You know what I mean? It's a 2/2 Pithing Needle that costs. I'm sorry, a 2/1 Pithing Needle. You know, it's Pithing Needle on legs. That's my mental shortcut. So Pithing Needle could have stopped the port, but Revoker cannot. However, Revoker basically gets the advantage over mana abilities.
Edgar has the Ghastly Demise in his hand, by the way.
Okay. BDM chiming in here. He downloaded the Skyfire browser app and is now watching on his iPad while he's on the train home from PAX East. Pretty awesome. Shout out to BDM.
Good morning.
Yeah, the Skyfire browser, yeah, to watch on the iPad. Willie G. My Prez chiming in a little late with the Revoker targets
that.
non-lands only, but Willie G. My Prez is actually the guy who told me about the Skyfire browser.
Oh,
so
cool.
all of you using Skyfire browser because of our recommendation, you can thank Willie G. My Prez on Twitter.
Okay, so Joey starts with a Badlands and plays Cabal Therapy, naming, you guys can probably hear it, but we can't. Him to Turok seems like a good choice.
Right, wow, okay, so we see Ghastly Demise, Him to Turok, Engineered Explosive, Force of Will, blue card, and 2 underground.
I think that actually...
It is Him to Turok that he named? He did name him.
Yeah, that seems about right. That's
Looks
a
like-
Daze,
I
I
was
think.
going to say, it looks kind of like Daze, but it's tough to see.
Yeah.
I really like the art on Daze. I don't know why. Yeah, it is
Yep.
Daze, yep. See, Nemesis is one of those times when we just weren't playing that
We
much.
weren't, no.
And it was like one of those like lulls in my Magic.
Mercadian Masks.
Yeah, we
really.
played Mercadian Masks and stopped after that. I bought a lot of Mercadian Masks, and I was
There's
so
a second
a
Cabal
second
Therapy.
not even not flashing back the
Not
original.
even- Wow.
He's gonna have 2 available. So okay, this time it gets the Daze.
Wow, Cabal Therapy is a pretty awesome card in Goblins. Yeah, I mean, you have so many
So
creatures.
many guys, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far no guys.
No
but
creatures so far, yeah. I mean, he's playing off of 1 land here.
There's Aether Vial, which is
That'll help him with his mana screw there.
yeah, and it's a pretty significant thing right now because Edgar can't force it because he has no blue cards left. He used his Daze. And actually, Joey may have actually been planning for that. He was probably going to name Force or Daze, and or at least to know that he could get the Vial in,
Right.
and that would have stripped the blue card. If he named Daze, he got the Daze anyway. He didn't. I don't think he had to name it until it resolved, but.
Edgar plays a Goyf that I believe is going to be a 3/4 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, do you have to name ahead of time?
Instant sorcery. Yeah, you name a card, yeah.
So yeah, okay, never mind. You do have to name it. I don't know what he named, but it doesn't matter because it did get dazed. But Edgar plays a Tarmogoyf and it's 3/4.
Right. That one was pretty easy to see at
Yeah,
this
you could
point.
see the graveyards.
Right. Joey plays a Wasteland here. His second land. And he's going to play the War Marshal.
Okay. Now it does therapy names on resolution from Gabe Lanciano. So
Oh, okay.
that's one of those things that always seems. Oh, there it is. You know what? It says it right there on the rules text right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The little.
So that's true with all of those kind of cards.
And see, that's how I thought it was.
Right.
But then when I kind of corrected myself incorrectly.
Right.
So he names Engineered Explosives this time. Which, of course, at this point, what has he got there? Is that Smother? I saw Smother, and he also has Ghastly Demise, but I think he has Smother.
Yeah, he
so
definitely has Ghastly Demise.
I'm pretty sure Smother. He had the more recent printing of Smother, not the picture of Balthor from Onslaught. The well-known one. He has the Worldwake Smother. Yeah, it's right there at the top card of his hand. So, plays an underground. See, and in with the abyss, basically.
And he drops a lackey in end of turn. Or is this an...
And there's a Ghastly Demise for the lackey. Yeah, Ghastly Demise is pretty good against goblins. Being
Yeah.
it destroys non-black creatures if the toughness is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. So pretty much it doesn't work turn one very often, but after that, it seems like it will quickly turn on against goblins. Well, I mean, it still can turn on turn one. I'm just saying, like, I was saying how it is very good. Even, beyond turn one, it's always good.
Okay, he's
Here's the
flashing back to ball therapy.
Right. There's a sheep. Those goblins look very strange. He's smothering one of the goblins. And I guess he named Force of Will.
Yeah, he couldn't cast it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's looking. Joey's got a pretty strong presence here in game 2.
Oh, just 2 lands in a vial.
I know. He's kind of doing what Edgar meant to do.
Wants to be doing, right, with the Black Disruption cards.
No, Brainstorm.
So Brainstorm
could,
from Edgar.
dig him into something
right,
good.
I see Goyf,
Yeah.
Polluted Delta, and something else. So in with the Goyf, play another Goyf. And there's a pile driver. That is that's significant too. The Pro Blue and the presence of another goblin, but at this point they may only be Tarmogoyf food.
Yeah.
Or, chump blockers for Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, that Brainstorm put him right back in it with the second Goyf.
Really, I mean, that goblin only has the potential to be a 3/2 at the moment. It's not so scary with the Goyf over there. Now, there's a Goblin Matron. Dieter Litzy, Goblin Matron, by the way. That's the art that I prefer, actually, from the Urza's Saga.
I like the Portal Second Age one myself.
Yeah.
Just because it's random. It's Portal Second Age card. Although that artwork is, I agree, is better. Like, if I were to play the deck, I'd probably use Portal Second Age.
Okay.
It seems a little more obscure.
Fair enough. There is Warren Weirding. That's not a goblin. Yes, it is. Tribal Sorcery Goblin. So that will likely help deal with one of those Goyfs. I have a feeling that Edgar will sacrifice the tapped one if Joey decides to play the Warren Weirding now. Yeah, look at that. I was right. Good play. Good call.
Man, you really know your stuff.
I do. Been learning me some legacy. There's the Polluted Delta that we saw Edgar stack on top with the Brainstorm. And looks like he's trying to decide whether it was good to attack, and I think that's the right call. It's a pretty big Goyf. He also gets Tribal Sorcery now, so this Goyf is actually bigger.
Wow, yeah, it's true.
So basically, is it only missing, like, what, Planeswalker and Enchantment right now?
Huh. That could very well be true, yeah.
I don't think we've seen any enchantments, and I'm sure we haven't seen Planeswalkers. Maybe, yeah, let's see the Goyf power. It's a 6/7.
Sure is. 6/7 Goyf. Pretty strong.
Yeah, Explosives is in the graveyard. I was like, what's the artifact? Oh, there's a Ringleader.
Already? Incinerator, Vial, War Chief, and something else that goes with it.
That's a stack of cards.
Like double War Chief in his hand.
Yeah, right now, though, he's kind of, the fact that he's mana screwed, and that Vial, the Vial's on 4 now.
Yeah.
So he's really only, he's not able to cast those War Chiefs.
Edgar's gonna fetch up a tropical island.
Yep. Right now it looks like, that Goyf is, gonna get in, and it does. So he's gonna play Gem Palm Incinerator, incinerating the Tarmogoyf for looks like just 3, or no, 2, I'm sorry. So he just wanted to draw a card, so he cycles the Incinerator.
Sure.
Now, yeah, Vial is up to 5, which is significant because I can drop a Siege Gang into play. I kind of wonder about that play with the Incinerator. Like, I know he wanted to draw a card there, but couldn't he have... No, I guess that Goyf is too big, and he wants to put more pressure on. There he goes with the cycling another Incinerator. Seems to me like if he holds some creatures back and blocks the Goyf and then incinerates, I don't know, then he loses his guys. Never mind. I like his play better. Just trying to follow a different line of play and see if that makes sense. But I kind of think Joey did the right thing. Otherwise, that Goyf would have just cleared the entire board of creatures right there. I think the Goyf and the Goblins and the Incinerator, they would all have been gone. Maybe that would have been good, depending on what Joey can manage to get into play.
Now, if you're hearing any sort of noise in the background, we apologize. They're clearing some chairs out of the venue here. So, just so you know what that is. No big deal. People got to do their jobs.
Mm-hmm. So we have, is that 3 Aether Vials?
3 Vials.
In play right now. But, 2 of them are on 0, and one of them's on 5. But right now, he's got more Vials than he has lands.
So here's a Ponder from Flores. Sees a Hymn.
Go for the Throat.
Yeah, Go for the Throat.
And a Polluted Delta.
Jinx.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Joe. You can talk to me.
Thanks.
Say your name.
Good call.
Because it's wrong to, jinx somebody while they're trying to do live coverage.
Yeah, seems wrong, man. You're just wrong.
Like, I mean, that's what I'm told.
So there goes the Ponder, and in with the Goyf. Kill your Ringleader. Hymn you. So those Vials aren't so scary if you have barely anything left in your hand.
Well, he didn't vial in response, so apparently he's not holding the Siege Gang.
Right, he's not holding the Siege Gang. He's waiting for Siege Gang. He just knows that that's his only way of getting that Siege Gang in play, unless he goes runner, land, Siege Gang,
Yeah.
Please find your seats.
There's a significant two 3 casting cost Goblins. Now, I mean, obviously it's going to take a couple turns for those Vials to get up to 3, but...
he could just draw a land off top.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was headed. And did he know he drew a War Chief off the top?
They're clearing out a row of tables here. It means we got a nice big aisle to walk down in and out of the venue. That's pretty nice, pretty convenient. So Edgar beats in the Goyf and passes back.
Right, so still
Still
giving Joey,
Goyf.
yeah, but it still gives him 2 turns because that's only a 6 power Goyf. I mean,
Yeah.
only a 6 power Goyf, but
true, it is
the
2
fact
turns.
that it's 2 turns,
So I think Joey does not want to draw any of his fetch lands right now.
Yeah, it's true.
He needs a real land
Yeah.
that produces mana.
Just good comment from Twitter is that hitting that Matron was a big deal because if Joey was able to play the Matron, it could get a Ringleader, and then completely negating the effect of the Hymn being able to get more Goblins. But the only thing is Joey was kind of far off the ability to do that. If he didn't top deck a land, which he didn't, that Matron still wasn't going to hit play. And Joey has yet to see a 3rd land, and it would have taken him a couple turns to get the Vial up to the point where he could drop the Matron into play, and then, of course, the next turn he could have put a Vial up to 4 and then drop the Ringleader. Yeah, it seems like another or better option would have been to Matron up the Siege Gang and Vial it into play.
I was going to say if you wanted to tag in for a second, but go ahead and eat first, you're fine.
Couldn't you do that before?
Yeah.
Wow. We'll have to do it. Me too.
But you're good. I'm not, not pressed. I just
So
saw
looks like Edgar took game 2 there with the Goyf.